like clock. I can't stop. Fuck around, make my 40 pop.
Boruto episode 142 review. Alright guys, this is the second episode of the Mujina Bandits arc. It was definitely a very good one, just like the first episode of the Mujina Bandits arc as well. Now in this episode, the main objective was to get kokuri into their actual cell, and it seemed like it was going to be a very difficult task, mainly because Bango wasn't necessarily a very good guy, and also he wasn't necessarily easily bribed. Now in my opinion, off of the first episode, I kind of thought that Bango was going to be the person that was working with the Mujina Bandits, but it seemed like that wasn't the situation. In this episode, the writers made that extremely clear. Earlier on in the episode, or possibly even the mid parts of the episode, we seen Benga almost get bribed by the number 2 in the Mujina Bandits. Now I do want to point this out. This doesn't necessarily confirm that Benga has never done anything for the Mujina Bandits. At the end of the episode, we literally seen a whole book of deals that Benga did with prisoners, so I would not be surprised if Benga actually did something with the Mujina Bandits in the past. But from what we've seen from that scene where he was almost bribed by the Mujina Bandit, it seems like Benga is pretty much onto himself. I really think that this guy's just super unpredictable. He even gets drunk, so we never know exactly what he's gonna do. I think that he's gonna play a very important role later on in the arc, but we just have to wait and see. Over the past couple of episodes, Boruto's pretty much been doing something that's extremely different from what they've been doing before. One is the overall ominous feeling and the overall tense feeling of the episode. Boruto in the past has been pretty much extremely colorful, extremely vibrant, and extremely a little bit childish, some of you guys might say, but over these past couple of episodes, it seems like a more serious tone to it, and they actually are taking this extremely seriously. In the past 2 episodes, there has been stress points in the episode. In the last episode, there's a stress point where Mitsuki and Boruto were trying to get a fruit to give Boruto the coronavirus, and that actually came through to fruition. The guards were pretty much telling him like, hey, recreation time is over, but hey, Boruto and Mitsuki got away with that. That was a stress point that really heightened the tension in that episode. Now in this episode, what we understood was that Boruto was gonna have to do something for the quote-unquote jail boss to pretty much get information on Benga. Now Boruto, we all understand that he's not a regular person. He's a trained ninja, so he's going to be able to do things that other people can't necessarily do. So I wasn't necessarily surprised that Boruto was going to be able to obtain the actual light source, but the stress point in this episode was, of course, everybody just pointing guns at Boruto, everybody just shining lights in Boruto, and it seemed like Boruto was stuck. It seemed like Boruto didn't necessarily know exactly what to do, but this stress point pretty much gave me a lot of respect for Boruto. Now we understand that Boruto is extremely smart from the academy. He pretty much aced all of his tests even without studying and things like that, but in this particular situation, it was a very difficult one, and Boruto understood that he wasn't necessarily able to use chakra, but he seen the lightning surrounding him, and he pretty much used that to his advantage. So he shined an extremely large light with chakra, and he pretty much got out of there and escaped in a jiffy, and it just made the whole episode that much more enjoyable. I'm pretty sure you guys felt it as well. That right there is arguably the best scene in the whole episode. One thing that I really did want to see, and this is possibly just my selfish reasons, I want to see Boruto possibly fight some of the jail guys to get to the actual jail boss. I mean, those guys were extremely big. They were looking over Mitsuki and Boruto like they were nothing, and it just felt like Boruto and Mitsuki should have possibly taught them a lesson. It was extremely hilarious how they set up the betting pools, and no one was betting on Boruto, even Boruto's cellmates. And the one cellmate that actually put money on Boruto did it by accident. He actually fell over and dropped a couple change into the pot, and even that, he wanted to take that change back, which was absolutely hilarious. So at the end of the day, he came away with a huge pot. Now, what I thought coming into this episode, I really did not think that kokuri is going to be actually safe with Boruto and everybody else, because I didn't think that he'd be put into that exact same cell. I thought they would try their hardest, but it still wouldn't necessarily come through to fruition, and because of that, Boruto would have to go back and forth to the medical ward and possibly even kokuri's original cell to make sure that he is okay, but it seemed like that wasn't the case. Everything worked out great for Boruto and Mitsuki, and that was a very good sight to see. Now towards the end of the episode, what we understood is that we have a traitor amongst the group, and I honestly didn't pick up on it until Mitsuki actually said it. Usually when I watch Boruto episodes, I kind of understand what's going on. I kind of know the temperature even before the Boruto characters actually tell me exactly what's going on. Now Mitsuki put 2 and 2 together, and he pretty much said like, hey, the only person that could have possibly stolen the wooden key card is from this group. The only person that was taken to the medical ward was Boruto, and the medical people with the wooden tags only came into the cell. Everybody else in the jail was pretty much locked behind bars, so it inevitably raises the question upon who actually took the card. I personally want to think this over and give you guys my opinion possibly later on in the week, even possibly even tomorrow when I do talk about the spoilers for episode 143, so stay tuned tuned for that. I'll probably upload a dedicated video to give you guys my opinions about who actually took the key card, but as of right now, I'm leaning towards the guy with the red hair. I kind of forgot his name. I do want to sleep on the decision, and I'll probably change my opinion possibly later on today, or possibly even tomorrow when I actually do make the commentary. So stay tuned for that video to see exactly who I think is working for the Mujina Bandits, and also my reasonings for choosing that person and why I didn't choose the other people. Now at the end of this video, I do want to point something out. In my last video, I did talk about when the Mujina Bandits arc will probably be ending. Now in that video, I showed various tweets of the writer, and in one tweet he pretty much said the first chapter is going to be 7 episodes and the second chapter is going to be 4 episodes. Now in my opinion, I thought that would be 11 episodes for the first 2 chapters minimum, because the actual writer actually said chapters. But some of you guys brought this to my attention is the fact that these guys pretty much don't really speak English. They possibly use a translator or even Google Translate, and we know how fickle that could possibly be sometimes. So he could have possibly just been saying the first part is going to be 7 episodes and the second part is going to be 4 episodes. Of course, the first part is going to be the prison arc, and the second part is going to be when Boruto actually fights the boss of the Mujina Bandits. So I did want to tell you guys I did see all the comments from that video, and of course I'll keep you guys up to date to figure out exactly what I think. And in my opinion, that would be the best outcome, because in the other video that I did talk about, I spoke about the Mitsuki retrieval arc and how there were 22 episodes in that arc, and in that arc it just felt like there was about 5 to 8 episodes that did not need to be there, and if they weren't in there, that arc would have been even better minimum, because it would have been straight action, and a little bit of information and dialogue that we did need in that arc. But let me know what you guys think about this episode in the comment section below, and let me know when you guys think the arc is possibly going to be over. Give me your opinion. Who do you guys think is going to be the person to actually backstab Boruto and be working with the Mujina Bandits? But let me know what you guys think. It's been your boy Baara B, and we out.
It's a knife.
Check my clock, I can't stop. Fuck around, make my 40 pop. No popcorn, I pop pistols. Reaming my body, clothing no issue. Bitch, you look sick, you need a tissue. You drop a body, I just might bless you. I'm at your sexual, no high cholesterol. Where's Jenny Craig? Bitch, just get sexual.